Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday night. Hello, Seafoam. Good to already see you here. Murder Mystery Day 2. Let's go. Indeed, let's go. Oh, I need a stress relief. I've had a fantastic evening so far tonight. Because where I live, the roof is being replaced. And I live in a fairly large building, I'll just say that. And for whatever reason, they're going to be replacing the roof all week. And I know this. They've also taken our parking spot. It's lovely. They waited until 5:30 when we got home to do specifically our section of the roof. Now, that could just be bad luck. It probably is. But it sounded like murder. And not the fun murder mystery murder. Oh, no. No, just very angry hammering. Like he was trying to attack us through the roof. Oh, no, that was targeted. I certainly think so, Seafoam. It was, something else. And you could tell because there were several people hammering at several different points. And, everyone else fairly loud, bangs, whatever. And then this guy, just bang, 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 bang. Oh, my God, much louder. That sounded like angry quacking. But it was right above me, and it felt like he was trying to get through the ceiling at me. Just loves a good hammer? Maybe so. I don't know. But all that said, perhaps maybe cozy murder mystery game not the thing for tonight. Maybe it is, though. Who knows? I feel like I could use a rage game to truly, shout my anger at it, but we'll go for cool mystery instead. That being said, I don't know how long this game is going to be. I did not look up average game times, so it might just be a 2-parter, might be a 3-parter. If it is only a 2-parter, I will put up another poll on my Tumblr about possible games. And the previous 2, Witchwood and Little Witch in the Woods, will still be there, and I will list a new 3rd option that I have no idea about. Let's go ahead and start. Okay, alright. So, just to remind ourselves.
I think it's a family tree.
Just to remind ourselves. So Freya is the one who died, while Flora was in the room. Fiona, aka Fifi. Is it moving? My eye's really bad. It's moving, isn't it? Just slightly? Oh, maybe I'm the problem. I don't know. But so Fiona is Fifi, who is a little nerd. Felix is the weird sailor explorer man, married to Flora. And then there's Fitz the gardener, who is very big and very sub-ish, sub-vibes. And he is very clearly in love with Poppy Pointer over here. And we are yet to meet any of the Pointers, and we're doing that tonight. In their tower. So, we'll get to it from there. Oh, also, I did look it up, and I realized, you do think it's moving, Seafoam? Oh, thank goodness it's not just me. I realized that I did actually miss some puzzles. So we're going to do those first, I think. And I didn't actually look at the solutions, just that they exist. And I believe it was this here?
Is that a clock?
If it is, it's a clock with 4 faces.
I'm guessing it doesn't tell the time.
So what does it do?
Rotate the dials until all 4 hands are in the correct position. Oh. Okay. So that's... Oh, that's a 3! 3 and 9? Well, that's not quite 9. That's 10. 9? 10. Wait, 12... 11, 10. I guess 9. 3, 9. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Okay. So then 12 and 6. Oh, okay. So we need to rotate around again? Oh no. Okay. I am lost, Seafoam. It does your mom. I don't even know what that's a joke to. I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention at all. So these two are lovely. This one not. And I like these two being in sync. And being directly across from each other. Should I not have moved it?
Reset the puzzle?
Yes, reset. So if I just go here... So that sets the 3 of them. That is supposed to be a 9, right? You said, what does it do? I'm trying to bring Triton's chaos energy. Oh, Seafoam, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. But you can just be your usual sweet self. It's okay. It's okay. Don't be anything you don't want to be. Okay, so then... 3. No. Okay. Okie dokie Loki. Okay, so we need... My patience is already thin. I don't know if I can do puzzles right now. We're gonna go... We're gonna go back.
Rest my brain.
Rest the brain. We're not gonna do that one right now. Who else did I miss? Was there one in here?
What's in those bottles?
I'm not sure. Soil samples?
Is that a snow globe?
Of sorts.
Of sorts? Oh, okay.
Hey, look at that. It's a model of Tangle Tower. There's the lake and those weird mountains.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking?
That would make an amazing souvenir.
It would.
Hey, look at that. It's a model of... What are you thinking?
That would make an amazing...
Can I...
Hey, look, it's a model. What are you thinking?
That would make an amazing...
So I can't do anything about it yet? Oh, I got an achievement. Well, that's something. Let's see. I don't believe we did a puzzle in here.
Brushes, pencils...
They're clean, but they look pretty well used.
Okay, no, we did that.
That painting is really something.
Why would you want it looming over your bed like that?
Maybe Frey enjoyed the atmosphere it creates.
Right,
The
so
atmosphere of chaos and oppression?
Hang on.
indeed.
There's a smaller version down by the floor.
Mm-hmm.
It's a photograph.
Mm-hmm. So, for those of you who weren't with us last time, we did already explore these rooms, and this is the room of the murdered girl.
It's a little wooden box for paintbrushes.
To the casual observer, maybe.
Oh?
They're not real paintbrushes.
Oh.
Looks like they're part of some kind of lock mechanism.
Okay, swap the brushes into the correct order. Arrange the paper to find a clue. Okay. Well, those two definitely go. Those two go. That goes. That goes. This goes. That goes. That goes. This goes. So we have an orange. Okay, so an orange brush is in this position. We have a green paint in this position. We have a fan pink in this position. A blue in this position. And a tilted brush in this position. And that's all we have. That's not a ton to go on. So pink fan here. Definitely here. So that takes out of the blue. So the blue then, this one must be... This one must be here then. 2 blues. So then that eliminates this one, because this is the only other angle brush. And we need an orange here. So just swap these two. And we're good?
Nothing.
Did you find a hint on those scraps of paper? It looks like a ripped-up jigsaw puzzle.
Okay, was it this?
That was incorrect.
No.
Each brush has various characteristics. Height, bristle shape, paint color, handle color. The information we need is on the paper. Once it's been rearranged, I mean.
Oh, height! But neither of the greens is 3 tall. How can that be green if neither of them are? Because there's... Pink fan right here. Unless... Pink fan here? But then there's no green that goes up that tall. So an angle one... Right, and then these two would make sense to be the same level. But then there's no blue. The green and blue, neither one of that... The blues are not the same heights as the greens. Unless it's just different clues. Oh, is the tallest? Tallest here? Short here? Is that what it's saying? So the shortest orange is here? Short orange here. The tallest? One of the tallest over here? You think so? Potentially. Okay, so short orange here. A green. Blue fan. Or, well, pink fan. Pink fan. The other blue. Oh, but the fan has to be here. Fan. Blue. Maybe this?
I did it. What do I win?
Huh. Not what I would have gone with, but alright. It works.
Not bad. What was in the box?
Just a photograph.
Nice. Thank you, Sifo.
Well, most of a photograph.
Most of a photograph. So Frey and Fifi. Okay. A photograph of two young girls, one with red hair, the other with green hair. The photo has a large piece missing. It seems to have been ripped off. Let's see. Striped tights. Looks to be some kind of skirt with a belt. Maybe another girl their age. Maybe Poppy was ripped off? Potentially? Could be. Who else had puzzles? You had... Oh, you had the key. This thing.
Looks like a microscope.
Can I touch it?
Oh, I'm trying to remember which way it was. No. It was like... here... And you're tiny, and... you're... And then you're... right? Or is it the other way? Maybe... Ooh. No, that's definitely not it. Like that? But there's this gap here.
I guess that's wrong.
Put it back.
The 4 lenses all have different mags, so they must each have a specific position.
So they didn't like that. Can I... I put it back, Seafoam, but I don't think... Damn, there's this tiny gap here. Can I... So I think these two are definitely correct. Does it have to be... Ooh! No, that's not it. It definitely is... Definitely is this. This is just like the shape of things all over again. I know. Oh, wait. Is that it?
No, that was it.
Aha! The clever use of frames.
Nice work. Sounds like it unlocked.
Yeah, it's built on top of a little metal box. There's a book in here.
A book. A well-used book resembling a diary. It is locked with a strange metal device. Do not give me a puzzle on top of a puzzle. Oh, wait. Can we like go give that to Fifi? Can we? Killing it? Thank you, Sifo. Hello, Fifi. No. Okay, I think we have to meet all the people before we can start doing that. We did his puzzle. We need to find his other half in Poppy's room. Was the puzzle in here? Oh, yes, the egg. We did the egg. Okay, so then the only one we haven't done... Oh, did we do something in the garden? This?
A little chart of, actually, I have no idea what it's about. Kinda reminds me of a periodic table.
Okay, this is not a puzzle.
What do you make of it?
Not a whole lot.
Not a puzzle. Okay, beetle?
That's a handsome beetle.
Oh, do you think that's Freya's beetle? Because she has a terrarium in her room.
Looks like he might have magic powers.
What else might be? It's not this, is it?
This one's in a little pot.
Okay, that is definitely not edible.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a gemstone, don't you think?
Okay, nope, that's just evidence. Is there anything else that could be a puzzle?
Tools. Used by a gardener.
Mm-hmm.
For gardening. Tools. Used by a gardener. For gardening. Tools. Used by a gardener. For gardening.
New theory, the beetle did it. You know, I suppose there's a potential.
Hanging baskets. They're so high up.
To you, maybe.
You're only 2 inches taller than me.
2 inches makes all the difference.
Mm-hmm. The beetle did it, potentially.
Fruit? It's shaped like fruit.
Too shiny to be fruit. I think it's glowing a little too.
Safe to eat, do you think?
I'm gonna say no.
Maybe we did. Maybe we did. There's potential. There wasn't anything over here, was there? I mean, there's this,
I'm
but...
still not sure about this thing.
Should we take another look?
If he's not sure about it, that means we probably don't have enough clues for it yet. Any puzzles here?
Do you think he'll start to move if we try to go inside?
No, I think he'll just silently judge us.
And we've uncovered the letter. I think we're good. I think we can start exploring new areas. The music room. Poppy! Hello, Poppy.
Are you a ghost?
Sally! That's rude! Unless she is a ghost.
It may come as a disappointment, but I am alive.
Ah,
That makes you a suspect, I'm afraid.
I know.
what's your name?
My name is Poppy. I'm a pointer. And a pianist.
We'll need to ask you a few questions about Freya.
A pointer pianist.
Hey, you're pretty good.
All in the wrist. And 13 years of dedicated practice.
Okay. Alright. You know, Fitz, I get it. She's hot. I get it completely.
I'm just me. There's nothing to know.
How are you related to the other pointers?
My father is Percival Pointer. The professor spends most of his time hidden away in his tower. Barely speaks to anyone these days. Especially not the fellows.
Do you get on with the fellows?
2 of them. Fifi and Freya are my closest friends. We all turned 19 last year.
Do people ever leave Tangle Tower? I don't mean to be rude. It's just, if you're 19...
You don't have to answer that, Poppy.
It's a fair question. I'd like to move away. Definitely. Fifi, Freya, and I would often talk about it, argue about it. Freya wanted to leave, but Fifi... things are more complicated for her.
What about now?
After what happened, I really don't want to stay here much longer.
So she only was willing to admit that she liked Freya and Fifi. She didn't mention Fitz at all. She does come with her own theme music. It's quite pretty. I like it. So interesting that she didn't want to mention Fitz. Although I tell you what though, there's a lot of greenery and a music room. And he is a gardener. But so that further confirms in my mind that Poppy was the one ripped out of that photograph. So she and Freya wanted to leave. Fifi doesn't, because it sounds like Fifi wants to experiment with all the weird life forms here. Which, you know what? Go for it. You have fun. I feel like they're trying to make her suspicious. I don't think she did it. I don't know. There's a lot of fingers pointing at her, but I don't think so.
3.5 hours of piano practice. Soon as I wake up. Same as always.
3.5. Does that not hurt your hands?
Sure.
And you do this in the music room?
No, I prefer to practice in my room. When I make mistakes, I like to make them in private.
What did you do after that?
I was supposed to meet Fifi in the library, but I totally forgot. When I finally got down there, she'd already gone. I checked her bedroom, but it was locked.
Was Fifi not in there?
No idea. She keeps her door locked either way. So I went back upstairs and out into the moonlight garden.
The what?
The little garden on the roof outside my room.
Was it just you up there?
No. Fitz came outside after a while. His room's on the other side. He's been teaching me about flowers.
So, did you talk to him?
Not really.
You ignored each other.
I didn't say that.
They don't need words. They don't need words to communicate. Okay, so you're both looking out across at each other through your little doors and being like, hey, we're both trapped here together and there's only a garden in between us. We should do something about that. You know, I get it. You're 19, you're horny, you're desperate. Closest available man that's not related to you that's your age. I get it. I get it. I ship it.
Fitz and I were up in the moonlight garden most of the afternoon. Then we heard this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds. I've been trying to decide how to describe it, but I'm struggling. It was like something drilling into a piece of metal, but different. Worse. I was pretty sure it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there to check. Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. I knew Freya and Flora were both supposed to be in there, so I made Fitz kick down the door. I went inside. Freya was lying on the floor.
Flora was in the room too?
Yeah. I think she realized what had happened at the same moment I did. I didn't know what to do, so I ran downstairs to get Fifi. Her door was still locked, but I knocked and shouted at her. Eventually, she let me in. The lights were off, but I could see she'd already been crying. I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry. First time I've ever seen her angry. I dragged her out into the hall. My father was there too, for some reason. The three of us went back up to Flora's tower. Then Felix arrived. He had Penny with him. Fifi had this idea. She wanted to do some kind of scientific test. She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes. After she was done, she went back upstairs and I went back to my room.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay, so no one's caught anyone else in a lie yet. They're all corroborating each other, which is interesting. So there was a sound. I still think it was death by sound assassination. Either accidental or purposeful, either way. No, I think sound came in through the window. Well, but she said more of a drilling sound. Yeah, so far I don't think we've met the murderer yet. I really don't. Okay, let's peek around the room.
Poppy's bedroom is unlocked.
Fantastic.
What's in there?
I'm starting to think you're right. Oh, it's not the beetle anymore? You seem so set on the beetle.
Sheet music. It's handwritten.
That's a lot of notes. Looks pretty difficult.
Probably why they're on the floor.
Sure thing.
That's just daylight, right?
What else would it be?
Yeah, what else would it be? What do you mean by that?
One old wooden bookcase.
Yep.
25 dry old books.
Mm-hmm.
4 lit candles.
Yeah.
Am I the only one seeing the problem?
No, he's got a point. That's a good, quick way to light a fire. Also, why this amount of books when there's a library right across the way? Seems a bit superfluous. Unless this is your entire music sheet collection. Which, if it is, in that case, good on you. Good on you having that much sheet music. Fire safety is important. Fire safety is very important. But also, this is so atmospheric. I think this is my favorite room so far. This is gorgeous. Pretty woman playing the piano. Mood lighting. Nice eerie glow about things. It's quite homey. I could move in here. Could be quite happy here.
Who plays the violin, I wonder?
It's pretty dusty. So I'm guessing nobody.
Who plays the violin, I wonder?
It's pretty dusty. So I'm guessing nobody.
Okay, what about this fish?
Oh, whatever it is, it's playing a little trumpet.
Well, it is the music room. He's got to practice.
What's with all the broken glass?
Horn statue. A shiny statue of a strange creature holding a large horn. There's a noticeable crack running along the length of the statue's horn. Inside the horn and on the ground below are various shards of cracked glass. Also affected by sound, potentially? But then why in here? They're completely catty-corner to each other. Why would something in here break if there was a sound attack up in the tower and nothing else affected? Unless this was a test run. Tested on this, proved successful, and then they went up to the tower and did it. Could potentially be. Could potentially be. Or maybe there's this creature in the water and they're doing nonsense, who knows.
There's a faded mural on the wall.
When I was a kid, I never knew the difference between a mural and a mosaic.
You still don't know, do you?
No.
A mural is painted, a mosaic involves tiny tiles. There you go. You learned something today.
Alright, you got your wish.
Spooky murder mansion?
Spooky murder mansion.
I don't think there's a puzzle in here. I've clicked on all the obvious things.
That's just...
What else would it be?
Okay.
Oh, whatever it is, it's...
Well, it's got
What's with all the broken glass?
Mm-hmm. Maybe the communal rooms don't have puzzles? Maybe it's only the bedrooms? Well, let's go see Poppy's room. And then maybe we can get into the, what do I want to say? Maybe we can get into the, moonlit garden from here. Ooh, octopus.
It's an octopus.
It is an octopus.
No, it's not. It has 6 legs, not 8. Don't say it.
Sextopus.
I wasn't expecting that. I should have been.
A single red rose.
How sweet. From a gardener.
How very traditional.
Yeah, weird.
Why is that weird?
Oh, thank goodness, there are 7 lit candles. Wouldn't want it to be dark in here.
It's a metronome for keeping time.
Oh, this is the puzzle. Okay.
It's ticking. Is it a bomb?
It's supposed to be ticking.
Uh-huh.
Not sure what those symbols are, though.
Mm-hmm. Use the buttons to rotate all 4 metronome dials up to the hoop at the top? Okay. I thought that was gonna be way harder.
I did it. What do I win?
Not bad.
I can't even explain what my thought process was there. The thoughts were silent. I just clicky-clickied. But the clicking worked.
What happened?
Little hatch unlocked in the back.
Anything in there?
Mm-hmm. It's a photograph. Part of a photograph.
Oh, the Poppy part of it. So Poppy wasn't always goth. Poppy became goth. The ripped photo shows a young girl with blonde hair and pink clothes. The girl in the photo is using a bright pink cassette player with matching headphones. The rest of the photo shows Fifi and Freya. It was hidden in Freya's room. Can we combine them now? Can we... No way, that's not Poppy. No, I think it is. Why else would Poppy have it? Her head is normal shaped. No, she's still gangly. She's throwing some devil horns. I think it is Poppy. I think Poppy got a goth face. And let's look at the characters. Yeah, I think this might just be a big updo. So Fifi, close friend. Freya, close friend. Fitzfellow, unlisted. Nah, I'm staying with it. I'm staying with it because Fifi also looks a lot more normal here. She doesn't look quite so, bug-eyed. And you know, Freya has also changed. They all got a bit weird, you know?
There's something about that pink cassette tape.
Oh!
Something suspicious.
Let's ask Poppy about it.
Later. Right, I was so concerned about the photos, I forgot about the evidence. The cracked tape to Freya. It is a recording of piano music it plays for a short while before stopping. Right. Right. Which is also cracked. Yeah, no, Poppy was the pink girl. Okay. What else have we got?
More handwritten sheet music.
That is the bed of a vampire.
I thought vampires slept in coffins.
They do.
This is a vampire who needs firm support for their lower back. Just a bunch of clothes on the floor. Nothing weird about that.
To you.
Anything in the wardrobe?
Dresses mostly. I never realized there are so many shades of black.
There's so many. As a goth, there's so many and they never match. They're always a little bit off from each other.
A lamp. It is most definitely turned off. Anything in the drawers?
Nothing you need to know about.
Oh! Oh, she has a giant eye on her floor, just like, Flora has an eye on the ceiling.
Ah, yes, a giant symbol drawn in chalk on the floor. Always a good omen.
It's an eye.
Here's also an eye.
Various handmade posters.
What do you think those symbols mean?
Hopefully, nothing. There's
Piano.
a name for this kind of piano.
An upright piano?
You know, these ones that stand upright. Sheet music, presumably for piano.
It's only a few notes. I'd barely even call that music.
Maybe it's her first
It's
song.
been framed though. Must be important for some reason.
The sheet music has been framed and is decorated with delicate old-fashioned illustrations. If I was more musically inclined. I'm sure this is a hint to something. Oh, I hope there's not a music puzzle.
A big glass door leads out into a garden. Somehow.
There's a little mechanism by the handle.
Okay, so... Okay, so there's suns. Oh, wasn't the moon pattern like this over in Fitz's room? So then if we just... Aha! Okay, so it's sun, 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 sun. 3 suns, 1 sun up above for Fitz's room.
Something happened.
That must be it. And the door's still locked.
I still feel like we made some sort of progress.
So that means we have to go over to...
It's locked. But at
I
least
thought we were...
We are.
What's that thing by the handle?
Okay, so the suns were up here, and then boom, boom, boom.
It made a noise.
Made a
I
noise.
guess that was right. Finally, it's open.
Whatever's on the other side better be worth it.
Let's go outside. You're just asking people to fall in love up here. Honestly. Like looking from there to there. Got this in the middle. And the doors have corresponding locks like it... Y'all were shipped from birth. No way you weren't. This was a setup by both your parents. Birds.
Trees. On a roof.
And birds. Very cute birds.
In a garden.
In a garden. On a roof.
Y'all never heard of roof gardens? There are things. They're not that weird.
That's one big dragonfly.
Or one very small dragon. It's another little statue, doing a really bad job of hiding in the bushes.
He's playing a lute this time.
He's also wearing headphones.
Well, they're not part of the statue. And they're not headphones. They're earmuffs.
A slightly weathered statue of a strange creature holding a lute. A pair of earmuffs has been placed on the head of the statue. Earmuffs if you were doing a sound torture instrument, death instrument. I think I'm onto something, I really am. And I've looked up no spoilers about who done it, what did it, who was where with the candlestick. None of that, but I think it is. And honestly, I still believe this could all be a cover-up and Freya's alive somewhere. Ooh, I got another achievement.
It's a rose bush, growing on a little patch of bluish soil. Apart from a couple of loose petals on one side, the whole thing looks very well cared for.
The roses are bright red, too.
Now, aren't roses normally that color?
You gotta take a call? That's okay, Sifa.
Exactly.
Normal roses. Normal roses, bluish soil, as opposed to, I think, everything else being a kind of greenish soil. And so then the one red rose over there, and Freya was saying she wanted to escape. So Fitz is trying to give her a little bit of the outside world right here. That's really sweet. He's doing it through plants because he knows plants. Aww. Oh, that's cute. I like that.
A little pond.
It looks really, really deep for some reason. See those metal bars around the edges, too?
Oh yeah. What do you suppose they're for?
Nothing anymore. Looks like somebody broke them and then never bothered to fix it.
Oh, because this leads down into that aquarium in the center of the house. Oh. From a design perspective, that's actually quite nice. You have the fish getting the air up here, but then they can also swim further down and be noticed in the rest of the house. Ooh, if this wasn't a murder mansion, that'd be quite fun.
Giant stone frog. Love it.
Ah, he's got his tongue out like he's catching snowflakes.
Except those aren't snowflakes. They're feathers.
Feathers? 4 feathers. The feathers were mostly resting on the tongue of the large stone frog. I don't think they're from the ink drip bird that we learned about last time. Because it looked like those are supposed to be mainly a pale creamy color with red tips. And these are all colors of the rainbow. I think these are just some birds of paradise we got going around.
Ah, a little water feature.
It's making me sleepy.
Wonder how it's hooked up.
It is very nice.
More egg statues.
I don't get it. Why eggs?
Well, either they have some special significance, or the sculptor was just really lazy.
What do you mean?
An egg has got to be the easiest shape to make.
Not quite. You gotta have the perfect, imperfect regularities on it to make it smaller run end. And back, what did I miss? You didn't miss too much. I'll just play it for you.
It's a rose bush, growing on a little patch of bluish soil. Apart from a couple of loose petals on one side, the whole thing looks very well cared for.
The roses are bright red, too.
Now, aren't roses normally that color?
Exactly.
So the point of that, or I think what you're supposed to get out of that, is that Freya has a... or not Freya. There's too many names. Poppy has a red rose in her room. Who is a gardener? Fitz is a gardener. These are perfectly normal roses probably brought in from the outside world. Why? Poppy really wants to go to the outside world. Fitz is trying to give her a small piece of what she wants, and I think that is incredibly sweet. And he's doing it the way he knows how, through plants. I think that's very sweet. Also, this water feature right here is the top of the aquarium that we see in the main hall. And the bars to it are broken. So, whatever fish or living things were in this pond are no longer there. Were they removed? Did they escape? Who knows? Cute? I agree, Seafoam. Very cute. But I think that's really all we have to learn from here. And I didn't find a puzzle. So, I think we're okay to move on to the next space. So we have a locked room we can't get into yet. And I believe that's the professor's tower? And honestly, I think he's the most suspicious, so I think we'll wait on him. I think we'll go over here. The aviary. And I'm not seeing the ink drip bird. Hello, Penelope.
Oh, just beautiful. What is it?
Huh?
Sort of a delicate jade, but with a little seafoam green, is that right?
Sorry?
Your hair, dear! Which shade do you use? It's lovely! And that shape, you're really pushing the envelope.
Oh, thanks. I do what I can to offset Grimoire's beige on brown ensemble.
Detectives don't need to be brightly colored. We prefer to blend into the background.
Oh, you're
With
the
bright red
detective.
ass hair?
Delightful. Penny Pointer, pleasure.
Is that short for Penelope?
Officially, yes, but I never can be bothered with all 4 syllables of it. Penelope sounds a little ostentatious coming out of the mouth, don't you think?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, by the way, we still haven't figured out who hired the other detective yet. And it's gotta either be her or Percival. Immediately sus? Immediately sus. Why sussy? Seafoam, explain your reasoning. Accuse her. Accuse her without even knowing her other than her vibe. Give your reasons. Does she actually have bird arms? Or are these statement sleeves? Also, is that bird alive? Or did she kill a bird and stuff it, or is it a fake bird? I have many questions about her choices. This does not mean she is a murderer. Loudna trying to hide something away. She could just be hiding her immense insecurities. You know? She certainly seems to be. I agree with you, she's hiding something. But I think it's just her fear of being boring. I think she has wings. Could be. Family's weird enough.
20-something, Aquarius, love to travel, and nearly all of my friends are birds.
Travel? Where to?
Anywhere at all, as long as it has species worth studying. Ornithology, they call it. I call it the only thing I've ever been good at.
And have you studied the birds here at Tangle Tower?
But of course! Where else do you think I developed my love of the field? No matter where I go, I always find myself coming home to Tangle Tower.
Because of the birds.
Oh, no, because of him! Silly to admit, but I suppose I can't bear for us to be apart.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, don't you know? My fiancé, dear Fitz. He's not really the traveling type, you see.
Fitz fellow.
Very well.
You're engaged to a member of the Fellow family? That's interesting.
I'm not especially interested in whatever tedious feuding goes on between our two families. Fitz and I find it much easier to stay out of it altogether.
Well. We found a twist? Did we have the wrong P? I don't think we did. I really don't think we did. No, I think Poppy knows that she can't be with Fitz publicly because of Penelope. Hang on a second.
We can get into Penny's room now.
Cool.
Now, like, right now?
Cool, we're not focusing on that. Hang on, back to the family tree.
What is that?
Yeah, just let me look at it. Okay, fair enough. So Penelope is over here. So there is still no relation between Fitz and Penelope. Oh, no. Okay, hang on. This love triangle is far more interesting to me than the murder mystery right now. Hang on. No. So hang on. So we have...
It's a little handmade card. Someone's drawn a heart on the front. Inside it says, to Fitz, from PP.
Poor Freya, lol. You know what? Her murder will get solved. It's fine.
We already solved it.
I mean, the nice thing about these families always pairing up their initials is that, like, you could be using that and no one would know. I mean, I guess if Penelope found out Poppy gave it to you, Penelope would know. But like everyone else, just, oh yeah, you know, my PP gave it to me. You know? Now, I still think forbidden romance across the way, across eyes. Because when we interviewed Fitz, he had all the time in the world to mention he was engaged to Penelope. To say anything at all about Penelope. Or is it in the box because he doesn't use it? But why would he lock it? Why would he bother to lock it? He has his tools in the greenhouse? Exactly. No, I think it is a gift from Poppy, which is why it's locked and under his bed. But yeah, no, I think Fitz and Poppy definitely have a thing going on. Maybe Poppy doesn't love him. Maybe he just loves her. But, interesting. This has taken a swerve. Alright, let's finish talking to you. Okay.
I awoke early and headed down into the greenhouse to see Fitz. He's always there. Crack of dawn, every morning like clockwork.
How come?
It's where he's happiest. That and he has a great deal of work to do every day. Watering, pruning, mulching, whatever that is.
Do you help him with the work in the greenhouse?
Oh, no. I wouldn't dream of it. I'd probably break something.
So, you stayed with Fitz the whole day?
No. In the early afternoon, he went back inside. Rather suddenly, as it happens.
Did he say why?
He didn't. Probably just a touch of heat stroke, the poor dear. He's more delicate than you'd think.
What did you do after that?
Let's see. I returned to the aviary to feed my birds.
And how many birds are you responsible for?
Officially 4, but in truth it's more like 400.
Can they not feed themselves?
Of course. And they often do. But I think they just like the company. As do I.
Does Fitz know he's engaged? Legitimately? Like, did she propose to him and he just biffed it completely and didn't realize? Cause hang on, we're not... So sorry, Penelope, you're not that important, you're only interesting. So hang on, I want to rehear his statement. Hello, big boy. And honestly, I think she just smells a sub. I really think that's it.
I was in my greenhouse, watering and weeding.
Sounds exciting.
Was anyone else around?
Not at first. Penelope came in a little later. She likes looking at the flowers, I think.
Did you speak to each other?
A little, not too much. We both left the greenhouse in the early afternoon. I went up to my room. Then I came back outside to weed the main gardens.
Like, that is not how someone... He do smell subby. This is very true, Sifam. And we've discussed this previously. But that... Like, does he not know he's engaged, right? Because, like, you hear that. That does not sound like someone talking about their fiancé. Just, she came in because I guess she likes the flowers. Whereas you listen to her and she's immediately like, oh, I went to visit my sweetheart. I think someone needs to tell him he's engaged. That, or he accepted it under pressure and he's just trying to, like, slow kill it because he doesn't know how to reject her. Either way, he doesn't want her at all. Okay, but, like, listen to how he talks about Poppy now.
Didn't see anyone else. After that, I went up to the garden outside my room.
And?
Let me guess. Watering and weeding.
Right.
Did anything happen to you yesterday, Fitz?
I was up in the rooftop garden. It was quiet. And then, it wasn't. I can't describe it. Could have been a scream, but it didn't sound human. We thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
We?
Poppy was with me. Did I not mention that? Flora's room
See?
is locked. That's normal. She usually locks it from the inside.
See? No, he and Poppy are absolutely a thing, and he didn't want to admit to it. He didn't want to admit they were together because I don't want to say owned, but I guess in a way sort of claimed. He's claimed. There we are. There's a better term for it. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Well, buddy, prepare yourself for a loveless marriage. Alright, we'll finally go get Penelope's statement.
Sometime in the evening, I left the aviary and headed back towards my room. But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs. He was muttering something. Seemed a bit upset, the poor dear. I followed him down, but the grand hall was empty by the time I got there. Empty aside from Detective Hawkshaw, who was loitering over by the library. I don't know what it was, but she looked a little lost. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow tower. I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path. For some reason, he was coming out of Fitz's bedroom. He looked rather lost, too. I told him I was looking for Uncle. He suggested we look up in Flora's tower room. We could see from the hallway. The door was off its hinges. I knew then something was terribly wrong. A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya. Uncle Pointer was there. Fitz, too, standing over in the corner with Fifi and Poppy.
What about Flora?
Of course, silent as ever. Uncle suggested we should leave. Give the others some space, you know. So he and I both returned to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
She was the only one to put even a bit of sadness on her voice about Freya's death. And I find that surprising considering Freya seems to have no connection to her. It feels almost put on. Something's pinging on her. Maybe she tried to kill Poppy and killed Freya on accident with sound weapon, whatever it was. She'd know about birds. She knows about the birds.
An especially fancy cage.
And it's home to 3 especially fancy birds.
Hang on. Purple, yellow, green. Hang on. She's Sashi? Yes. Purple, yellow, green. So the birds in the moonlit garden, the secret garden that only Fitz and Poppy have access to, had feathers from these birds. These birds might have told her what was going on, and she might have tried something to get back at them.
Bird diagrams. Hand-painted.
They're beautiful. Someone really knows their stuff. I don't like mirrors. They steal your soul.
They do steal your soul. If you have one.
How do you get your hair so symmetrical without using a mirror?
I do it by weight. I can feel if one side is heavier than the other.
Good skill to have.
My little writing desk. It's kind of cute.
There's nothing written in the book, although someone's torn a page out of the middle.
Has there been a torn page anywhere? I don't think so.
My little writing desk. It's kind of cute.
There's nothing written in the book.
Okay. What about this moth?
Check out that butterfly.
Looks evil.
Wow, judgmental.
I thought we had something there. What
They're
about these?
bird cages, but the birds are coming and going freely.
Is that a metaphor?
Oh, it totally is.
What's with those little windows down there?
I think they're there for draining rainwater.
Oh.
Oh, is all of this open? I thought these were windows. Oh, is it just a gilded cage sort of situation?
Does this count as being outdoors?
Yeah. No. Doesn't matter.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Okay, let's go see Penelope's room. Or Penny's room, I suppose. Ooh, flower.
That's some flower.
There's something weird about it. It just feels out of place.
A brightly colored flower with an unusual shape. It looks very healthy and well looked after. The soil in the pot looks fresh and moist. It's also an unusual blue color. Could be a gift from Fitz? There is a heart.
Looks like nature invited itself in. Rude.
No, I'm pretty sure she wants it that way.
It's a birdhouse.
Are those real birds?
Oh, is this the puzzle?
Nope. They're wooden.
Okay.
They're using up all the perches. What if a real bird wanted to use it?
Swap the positions of the 7 birds. Why? In what order? Huh?
Nope.
There must be some logic to how the birds are arranged. Something to do with those white lines.
Okay. Something to do with the white lines. Maybe looking this way, looking that way. Open, close to slightly open. Maybe?
Nothing.
I think the birds are related to each other.
Oh, family tree. Like color theory? So like blue and yellow make green, and green and white make mint, and green and red make brown?
No, that was it.
Yeah! Okay, the eyes were useless.
Nice work. Did the door open? What's in there?
A ripped piece of paper crumpled into a ball. Red flower petals were found inside. A message is angrily scrawled onto the paper, "Now I'll get her." The flower petals originate from red roses growing in the rooftop garden. Okay, I think we have our case. I think she found out about Fitz and Poppy's love affair because of the red rose, because of the birds going into the garden and peeping. Boo! Hello, Panda Chill. Boo to you as well. How are you? We're currently playing, Tangle Tower, and we're in the midst of a love affair. So the question is, though, if she wanted to get Poppy... You doing good? I'm glad. Have you listened, or not listened, have you played Tangle Tower before? Would you like a summary of it? You have? Oh, fantastic. Please no spoilers then. But I think I am starting to get to the bottom of it. The only one I haven't visited yet is the Professor. You've played the whole game multiple times. Oh, wow. Is there multiple endings? This is my first time ever, and I'm doing it without any, looking up any tutorials or anything, and just kind of feeling out the story. No, just one ending? Okay. Okay, well, thank you for the info. Okay, so then my current theory, my hypothesis, is that Penelope found out about Fitz and Poppy's love affair and tried to kill her and then somehow accidentally killed Freya. The art is very cool. The art is very cool. It's what made me decide to get it. I also love the voice acting in it. But then would also make sense why she was the only one who sounded remorseful about seeing Freya's body so far. If you ever get super stuck, I can give a small hint only if you ask, but I won't spoil. Well, thank you, Panda. I appreciate that. You know, actually, I could use your help. There's one puzzle that's really getting me. But yes, so hypothesis. I think there was some kind of sound instrument. That or she sicked a bird on Poppy and it attacked Freya for some reason. One of the two. But yes, I currently the only one I'm having trouble with. Well, no. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a moment. Right now, exploring the rest of Penelope's room.
A little tea set. Looks recently used.
Okay.
One of the cups has tea in it.
What's in the other one?
Birdseed.
Yeah, you know, I think Penelope went a bit cuckoo.
It's like something from a fairy tale.
Does it feel warm over here, or is it just me?
I think it's all the sunlight streaming in.
No, you're right. Maybe the bed has some kind of heater.
It's not coming from the bed. It's coming from the wall.
She's so lonely. You're right, Sifam. She's so lonely. Pathetically lonely, almost. Coming from the wall. From the sun?
That's a big window. Traveling cases.
Empty. All of them.
Justice for Penny? Potentially justice for Penny, unless Penny's the murderer. All of the travel cases are empty. Well, she did say she liked to travel. Okay. So let's see. Oh, we also haven't figured out who hired the other detective yet. That's another thing we have to get to the bottom of. Let's go to the last room, and then we'll start jumping around some more. Astronomy tower. Well, he's a happy little guy. Look at him move.
Shh, listen. Do you hear them? The stars. They're whispering. So quiet, and yet so loud.
What are they whispering about? Are they spreading rumors about us?
I shouldn't think they concern themselves with such insignificance.
I was gonna
We
say, that's
are but
real
specks of
self-centered.
dust, you and I.
Mm-hmm. Could this speck of dust start by telling me his name?
You find yourself standing in the astronomy tower of one Professor Percival Pointer.
Seems like this tower belongs to the Pointers, and the other one belongs to the Fellows.
Well observed, my dear. Tangle Tower is something of a duality as it happens. Meaningless boundaries, really. They exist only in our minds.
Helpful.
Okay. Is it me or does his hair look like an open book? Which is to say, is he bald and did he put a book on top of his head to replace his missing hair? I could see it either way. He also has such a face. It do. Thank you. Thank you for agreeing with me. I don't like the way your fingers waggle, sir. It's condescending. And it's unsettling.
Me? Not much to say. Strictly speaking, I'm the current head of the Pointer family. And of course, father to my precious Poppy.
And a professional astronomer?
Oh no, that's just a little hobby. I mean, yes, I've studied the stars for over 35 years, published 17 books.
Just a little hobby.
Sounds like you're quite well known. You must bring in a good amount of money.
Oh dear me, no. My field of research has never yielded any kind of stable financial return, nor would I expect it to. I am nothing but a humble interpreter for the cosmos, working to translate its message so that I may share it with the world.
Cool. Tell the Cosmos I say hi.
I've had two theories about his hair. Either it's a book because he likes learning, or it's a roof because he's the head of the Pointer family. Oh, that's a good point. I hadn't considered that. I like the idea of the roof, but the towers are so odd I don't think it's roof. I am leaning more towards book, but I like the idea of it being a dual symbolism type of thing. I have a question for you, Panda, though. What is up with Fifi's face? And I mean that in the best way possible.
Ah, yes,
But-
the heiress of Tangle
Oh.
Tower. Goodness knows what'll happen when she takes charge. I dare say she'll confiscate my telescope and replace it with a microscope.
She doesn't seem to be the type to impress her will on others.
Still, keep an eye on her. Dangerously intelligent, that one.
You sound jealous. Wait, are you two science rivals?
Oh no, we operate on very different wavelengths. Literally.
Well, I just unknowingly unlocked a new feature. I did not know you could ask other people about other people. Fifi is Fifi. Like, it's... Like the... Hang on, we're gonna get out of talking to him so I don't do that again. But, like... Like, she looked normal when she was younger. And now she's... So that's her nose, that's her hair, that's her eye. And the hair is underneath the goggles of the eye? It's very confusing to me. Squished, very squished. Everyone else's character designs, I can get behind them. They're all cool, they're very stylish, they're lovely. And then there's Fifi. You're right, Fifi is Fifi. Okay, well, I guess now that we've unlocked all of the characters, we can start going through on that. Okay, so we'll do the usual statements and things and then get into that.
The day began as any other, with blissful, unremarkable routine. I took my usual morning walk around the gardens. Fresh air does wonders for the mind.
Did you see anyone else?
Penelope and Fitz were in the greenhouse together. I didn't bother them, of course. I sat for a while besides the pond in the garden. It's a favorite spot of mine. Eventually, I returned to my tower and buried myself in my studies for the afternoon.
Did you use your telescope yesterday?
Once the stars began to appear, naturally.
For how long?
I can't say. I've been known to lose hours at my telescope.
Did you see anything?
No actual discoveries, if that's what you mean.
So you were all alone up in the astronomy tower. Must have been a while before you found out what had happened to Freya.
Quite. Normally, I would be the last to find out about such a thing. But a curious tug of fate led me towards the fellow tower later that evening.
Help, I'm cackling because I know this will get worse. No spoilers? It'll get... What'll get worse? Fifi will get worse? Huh. Okay, well, thank you for the potential warning, I suppose. Can you see the item? Sure. Let's see. We haven't covered so far. The picture of Tangle Tower, the case file, the damaged tape, the harp statue. We haven't unlocked that yet. Opened letter, painted portrait, and we figured out she's holding an ink drip bird's feather. Or at least we suppose that she is. An empty egg, the gramophone, the cassette tape that we know is from Poppy, Freya's paints, brush and palette. Painted models, ripped photo. Secret diary we haven't confronted, Fifi about it yet? I think that's Fifi's. Haven't uncovered what the sheet music is for yet. Haven't discovered what broke the horn statue. Don't know why the lute statue has the headphones yet. Can I eat the diary for real? Eat it? Earmuffs, earmuffs, sorry. Right. Earmuffs. A pair of earmuffs. You're right. I'm very sorry. Okay, let's get through him and his statement. It looks like blue raspberry. Ah! I can see it. I can see it. It is very candy colored.
I was at my telescope for the majority of the evening, but at one point I returned to my desk to look something up in a reference book. I couldn't find the book I wanted, so I figured Fiona must have borrowed it. I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall. I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library. She looked impatient and slightly frustrated.
Same as ever, then?
Quite. I passed her by and went upstairs to Fiona's room. The door was locked, but I could hear shouting coming from inside. I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter. I had no desire to invade their privacy by eavesdropping, so I waited for them to finish and come out into the hall. Before I could ask about the book, Poppy grabbed my hand and took me upstairs along with Fiona. It was apparent that both of them had already been crying about something. We went up to Flora's tower. Freya was laying on her back, right in the middle of the room. Flora and Fitz were already there. They both looked stoic as ever. Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did, and then Fiona went downstairs with Poppy for some reason. I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Why did you leave so quickly? Wasn't there anything you could have done to help?
Don't take this the wrong way, but the whole ordeal is fellow family business. I'm quite sure they don't need me getting in the way at a time like that.
So he's the first one I've noticed to draw a line between the fellows and pointers at all. Everyone else just seems to be coexisting happily. So many things look tasty in this game. I want to eat that gem pear. Gem pear do be looking nice. You might break your teeth on it, but it might be worth it for the taste. He's a hater. I fully believe you, Panda. He seems it. The bullying on Hawkshaw. Yeah, we haven't uncovered who hired Hawkshaw. I don't know if we do. But it seems very odd to me. Oh! Oh, could Penny have hired Hawkshaw to find out if Fitz and Poppy were having an affair? That might have been it. That might have been it. Don't tell me if I'm wrong. Okay. Okay. Alright, so now we have... Okay, so now we have everyone's statements. They're all more or less in line with each other. Hawkshaw seemed to think that Pointer was a bit more annoyed or alarmed than he let on when he came down the staircase, but other than that, everything's fine. Sure, let's ask him some stuff since we're here.
He should learn to make the most of his lot in life. And he does have a lot in life.
You're talking about money?
Among other things, but yes, he currently has agency over a small fortune. That is, if he hasn't already squandered it or lost it.
You two don't get on?
Oh no, we're the best of friends.
So, okay, so they're both the heads of the household, Felix and Percival. And Percival doesn't like that Felix has more money and is a dreamer more than he is a scientist, I think is the vibe from that. Which, fair enough, I suppose.
A listless soul drifting through the ether.
What's wrong with her?
Not sure. She's always been troubled. Comes from a dysfunctional family. I'd say you could ask her about it, but, I think you might find that to be a bit of a dead end.
So Flora is just a mute and everyone knows it and respects it. I guess it's the perfect time to do a murder then if you can't get Freya alone, if you know Flora's mute.
Hard to read, that one, but she seems to know what she's doing.
She's kind of mean.
You know, I simply assumed all detectives were sharp, rigorous, and thorough. Then, of course, I met you.
Seafoam, who's so pretty? He's so petty. Petty, not pretty. He's incredibly petty. I agree with you. The fact that Poppy and Fitz look more related to each other than Poppy and Penelope and Fifi look more related than Fifi and Fitz. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of red going on, there's a lot of purple, and it's all crossing lines. Nah, he's a pretty princess for real. I think he would love to be a pretty princess in a tower. It means he'd be locked away from people and could just focus on the stars. But yeah, absolutely no one actually looks related to each other.
Nobody could deny her talent. She was remarkable, artistically gifted, but also highly intelligent.
Those two things aren't mutually exclusive, you know.
Was she ever interested in astronomy?
I don't think she was. The fault may well lie with me for failing to inspire her. But I think she was captivated by more tangible things here on Earth. My daughter loved her. Fiona, too. That said, in the last year or so, more and more I begun to notice her by herself, wandering the gardens at the most peculiar hours. She must have explored every inch of the grounds 100 times over. Quite a restless spirit, I think. I'm surprised she chose to live at Tangle Tower as long as she did.
Okay. Exploring the grounds. That could have given her a connection with Fitz? Since Fitz is in charge of the grounds?
What do you want me to say? He's the gardener.
He's a member of the family.
Yeah, but not the Pointer family.
What happened to his parents, do you know?
His father, Flint, is Felix's brother. Strange man. Don't think anybody knows what happened to him, but he certainly doesn't live here anymore.
What about his mother?
Emily? I've not met her. She never actually married into the fellow family. Her relationship with Flint was, it was short-lived.
Huh. An affair, baby, and you leave it with the dad on a mystical island. That's a choice. Why are his eyes so tall? They're incredibly tall. Oh, what do you have to say about yourself?
I don't especially want to talk about myself.
That's a lie.
Introspection often leads to vanity.
Wait, does it?
Why don't we discuss the moons of Jupiter instead?
I'm not sure if we have time. Aren't there like 10 of them?
83.
Yeah, we don't have time.
Okay. Okay, now we're actually getting into the pointer, so he might have something interesting to say.
Ah, Penelope, our resident ornithologist.
Penny's your niece, is that right?
At this moment in time, until she marries the gardener.
She'll still be your niece.
But she'll depart from the world of the Pointers and join the Fellows. Like rats deserting a sinking ship.
Huh. Okay. If that's how you feel, then I'd hate to know what you think of your daughter's love affair going on with the same man. Moons of Jupiter? Star's eyes? Hey, if you love... Broad chill. But yeah, if you love the moons of Jupiter, you go ahead and love them, Panda. You love them as much as you want.
Poppy, my pride and joy. Exceptionally talented pianist from a young age. She... Hold on. Why is she on your list of suspects?
Because she's a suspect.
Oh, no. I can personally vouch for her innocence. She'd never... Well, the truth is, she loved Freya very dearly.
If you don't mind me asking, what happened to Poppy's mother?
Primrose? She was Flora's sister, a Remington by birth. The playing field has never really been even since she left.
Where did she go?
Away. She went away.
What do you mean the playing field has never been fair? The hell do you mean by that? Do you mean the towers? Because you don't have both heads of the family? That's what you care about? Jupiter should share for real. Jupiter hogging all the moons. You know, Jupiter really likes moons. I don't know if there's really anything we would get out of him. Maybe try this?
Well now, that is most definitely none of my business. Quite possibly none of yours either.
So I think you might know.
That's rather a small cage for 3 birds, isn't it? But then, aren't we all trapped in a cage?
I don't know if I really want all of his one-liners on these. You hate Felix. What do you have to say about this?
This is supposed to be Felix, is it?
I think so.
I see he's afforded himself considerable artistic license.
Penelope trapped in the cage for real? It certainly seems like it.
This looks a little rushed, even by Felix's standards.
At least he tried.
Yes, I suppose it's good for the old fellow to have a hobby. Keeps his mind from decaying, you know.
She's literally in a cage right now. True. Let's... Yes?
That's all the statements.
Let's go over them all.
Sure.
That's all the statements collected. Let's run through them all to see if anything doesn't add up.
To see if anyone's been lying.
That too.
Fitz and I were up in the Moonlight Garden most of the afternoon. Then we heard this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds.
We thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. So I made Fitz kick down the door.
Poppy and I went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back.
I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall.
But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs.
I vacated the library, but before I could begin my ascent, Professor Pointer appeared.
I didn't know what to do. So I ran downstairs to get Fifi.
I heard someone heading down the stairs, just outside my room.
Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it, until the someone began shouting at me.
Eventually, she let me in.
I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library.
He emerged from the Pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun up the fellow staircase. As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me.
I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow tower.
I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry.
I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face.
I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter.
We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs.
I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path.
Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her.
Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi too.
Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did.
A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya.
Then, I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting.
She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes.
I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything.
An unremarkable hour passed before the gardener finally made his appearance.
I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long. But when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
That's disappointing.
What is?
All the statements line up with each other.
They don't just line up. Some of them even seem to specifically confirm each other.
True. Okay. So, what do we do now?
That's all the statements collected.
Mm-hmm.
Let's run through them all.
No, we don't need to run through them all. So we have nothing else yet? Fair enough. The statements are practiced? Potentially. Okay, let's go through everyone and get their statements on each other. And see if we can find any other sore spots in the relationships.
A fellow bird enthusiast. She's quite the expert, truth be told. Studied them professionally at one point. I think her father taught her.
Are you friends with Flora?
A little bit.
A little bit friends.
She's one for the peace and quiet. I dare say I'm a little too loud for her.
I can see that.
I do
Yeah.
admire her, though, really. Always felt like she could have done better than settle for Felix.
Ouch.
I said it.
Alright then. Doesn't approve of Felix
must
either.
say, I really don't care for the den of self-delusion that he's retreated into. People are better off when they just let themselves be themselves. Between you and me, I think Felix is secretly rather miserable.
Y'all just hating on Felix, damn.
She mostly ignores me, if I'm honest.
How come?
Well, we're not quite on the same intellectual level.
Oh. I mean, well, you don't need to.
No, it's quite all right. I'm comfortable with it.
I don't think you are.
She's a most unsavory little... She was incredibly rude about my appearance.
Which part? The giant bird arms, or...
If I were her, I'd go easy on the judgment of others. I mean, look at her. She looks like the ghost of a scarecrow. I just wish Uncle Pointer would tell her to behave herself.
Professor Pointer? Why him?
Oh, it was Uncle that called her in. She's his responsibility. Did you not know that?
Oh, okay. So she wasn't hired by Penelope. Interesting. So then what did Pointer want? Huh.
She'd sit in the aviary, first thing in the morning, and paint the birds. Sometimes she'd ask me their names.
Freya was interested in studying bird species too?
No, just wanted to know their names. Isabelle, Clementine, Myrtle, Lysandre, Genevieve.
Got it, thanks.
For my 21st birthday, she gave me a framed painting. All the birds from a single spring, with their names written underneath. I can't begin to tell you how much I've treasured it.
Sounds like you two were close.
I feel like I always struggled to articulate my admiration for her. But she had a way of understanding unspoken things.
So she really liked Freya. All the more reason why if she accidentally killed her, she'd be really upset about it. Okay, interesting.
Isn't he strapping?
He is big.
And so brooding.
Kinda sulky, yeah.
I can never tell what's going on in that beautiful head of his.
It just sounds like you don't know him very well.
I don't remember asking for your input.
No. For once, Grimoire has a point. Yeah, I just really want to know why they're fighting. Good question, Seafoam. I also want to know.
Can't say I've ever taken an interest in Uncle's astronomy. On occasion, I've dared to visit him in his tower, but I always regret it. It's all just a little too abstract for me.
What do you mean?
Oh, did you know the sun is apparently over 400,000 miles wide? Okay, so what should I do with that information? How does it help me?
Help
Look
you?
at me. You're the one who memorized it.
Okay, interesting reaction.
Oh, she's beautiful. Who is she? Wait, is that me?
Oh, respect to you, Penny. Why not? That's one way to react to seeing a photo of yourself.
Oh, did you talk to Poppy already?
Yeah, a little bit.
And did you make any notes of what she told you?
Yeah, I did.
Lovely. Burn them. It'll all be lies.
Why would Poppy lie to us?
Because that's what she does. She's a snake. Looks like one, too.
Don't you think you're being a little unfair, Penny?
She started it.
So we don't get to know what she started, just that she started it. So Penelope, oh goodness, Penelope knows. Penelope knows about these two. Okay.
That's rather strange now, isn't it?
We found it in your room.
Just lying around, was it?
Nope. You'd hidden it, but we found it.
We do that.
Who's the her in the message? And what's the deal with the petals?
It's really none of your business.
Oh, also, just to let everyone know, we are at the 147 mark. And I think I am going to cut it around 2 hours. So we have about 20 minutes left. And I don't think we're going to complete it. So we are going to be doing Tangle Tower on Friday as well. Which is good. It saves me from having to figure out another game.
Yes, it's my my flower.
You don't like it?
I'm no good at caring for plants. I forget to water them. Birds are much easier. They're a lot more vocal when they get thirsty.
Do you at least
That's a good point.
like the look of the flower?
The look?
The colors? The shape of it?
Between you and me, I think it's a little vulgar.
Vulgar? Alright.
I must say the girls are awfully well behaved today. I think they know we're in the presence of company.
They belong to you? Why do you keep them in a cage?
They need a special diet, particular treatment. I let them out to fly occasionally, of course. But they're all one of a kind. I couldn't let anything happen to them.
Do they have names?
Of course. Let me introduce you to Tabitha, Tamara, and Tatiana.
I've already forgotten all three of those names.
Which one is which?
Oh, that's simple. Tatiana is the oldest, Tabitha is the most patient, and Tamara has the best sense of rhythm.
Glad we cleared that up.
What about the one on your head?
On my head? He's just my hat. He doesn't have a name. Who would name their hat?
I'd name a hat, why not?
There used to be all kinds of birds here at Tangle Tower. The most fascinating breeds, all totally unique.
Used to be? There are birds all over the place.
Most of them are rather ordinary, I'm afraid.
What happened to the non-ordinary ones?
That is a very good question. Somebody taken an interest in extinct animals.
Extinct?
Oh, yes. The book is very old. Most of the birds in it are long gone.
Well, what about this bird, though? The ink dip.
This one? Well, it was thought to be extinct for a long time. Then one was found here at Tangle Tower.
So it's not extinct.
You misunderstand. It was the last one. The very last.
Oh.
And what happened to it?
Very nice.
You've seen these before?
Yes.
All of them? Even this one of...
Yes. I can't decide what's worse. How she looks here, or how she looks now.
Do you know who this is? In the photo?
Oh, absolutely no idea.
Further proof that it's Poppy.
Looks a little simple for Poppy, doesn't it? I thought she was a grade 12 or something.
I didn't know there were that many grades.
I'm sure they invented some new ones just for her.
So not only are you mad at her for stealing fits, but you're also mad at her for being talented.
Lovely. Haven't seen this one in a while. He lives in the music room, doesn't he?
Currently.
Freya was very talented, even at that age.
Do you know how old this photo is?
Not sure. Must be a couple of years at least. Sometime before Fiona settled on her current style.
Yeah, it is quite a style, isn't it? Okay, how about this one?
Did Fitz show you that?
Not exactly.
We found it hidden under his bed.
Ah, right.
So I think she might have given that to him. Potentially.
Ooh, delightful. More of a gemstone than a fruit, isn't it?
Inedible, too, I think.
Yes. At one point I thought Fitz might be growing them to sell them. But honestly, I think he just likes the way they look.
But you don't know because you don't ask.
Oh, that's rather sad. Freya doesn't take very good care of her pains, does she? But then she was always rather bohemian, had her own priorities. I doubt Freya intended it, but the overall effect is a little unsettling, don't you think? It's Flora that's the problem. She's an inescapably haunting presence, bless her.
I thought you liked her. Well, way to talk about someone you said you admired. I don't think we'd get much else. We'll try this.
Terrible.
You recognize it?
The color scheme. 3 different pinks. Obscene.
Oh, well then. You know, your reactions are at least more amusing than Pointer's. Let's do it all.
Ooh, a secret diary.
That's our guess, too.
Excellent. If I'm not mistaken, that little red and white one is supposed to be a bird of some kind. A bit vain to carve wooden figurines of oneself, isn't it? I know a lot of people rather like this painting, but it's a little much for me. I find it overbearing. And for some reason, it makes me feel bad for Freya. I think she was more troubled than we knew. Poppy's gramophone. She's had it for a long time. As a young child, she'd call it her mama phone, on account of it belonging to her mother.
That's cute.
Oh yes, adorable.
The gramophone is Poppy's. So then did Freya borrow the gramophone to take it up to the tower to paint with it? That's interesting.
Gaudy old thing, isn't it? Flora seems very fond of it. I've never understood why. But then I could say the same thing about her husband.
Heyo!
True.
Hello. Who penned this juicy little number?
We don't know. It's not signed.
An anonymous letter? Classic clue. I'm sure I've read about this creature somewhere. Don't remember anything about him playing the harp, though. Goodness me. Poppy really doesn't take care of her belongings, does she?
It wasn't in Poppy's room. It was in the little pond in the garden.
Exactly! Hardly the place for it.
Do we know if it was actually Poppy's, though?
Finally! I get to see a detective's case file.
That's a very specific thing to be excited about.
Only last week I asked that miserable hawkshot woman if I could see her case notes.
I'm guessing she said no.
Would have been much more polite if she had just said no. Instead, she was quite rude to me. Accused me of being, what was it? A shallow sensationalist.
No, I think that's quite right on the money.
You know, it's probably quite impressive. To a visitor, fresh eyes and all that. Not to you. Try living in it for 20 years. The sheen wears off. If it wasn't for my fits, I'd have little reason to stay.
What about inheritance? You're the next oldest pointer after your uncle, aren't you?
Well, thank you very much for phrasing it like that. But no, any money left in the Pointer family will pass down directly to Poppy.
Is that fair?
I couldn't care less, to be perfectly honest.
You definitely wanted to kill Poppy. Yeah, absolutely did.
There's something about those petals we found in Penny's room. Something suspicious.
Uh-huh.
Let's ask her about it.
Sure. Suspicion.
Yeah, we found this.
Oh, that's nothing.
You wrote, "Now I'll get her," on a piece of paper and hid it in your room. That's not nothing.
Actually, it's not the message I wanted to ask about. It's those red flower petals.
The petals.
They're from red roses.
They're from red roses. And there's only one place in Tangle Tower with red roses.
We need a clue. Something that shows the roses. And who they belong to.
Evidence of a red rose?
It's a drawing of Fitz and Poppy in the rooftop garden. See what Fitz is holding?
I can't imagine what you're getting at, but it doesn't matter. I couldn't have taken anything from the rooftop garden. It's only accessible from Fitz's room or Poppy's room. How could I have taken something from a garden to which I have no access?
The
Is it really
birds.
only accessible from those 2 bedrooms?
For most people, it would be. But don't forget, Penny's the resident ornithologist.
My dears, what are you accusing me of?
One of Penny's birds was used to spy on Poppy and Fitz. But it didn't work?
One of Penny's birds was used to spy on Poppy and Fitz, but it didn't work. Almost. Maybe just change one thing.
And steal evidence from
One
them?
of Penny's birds was used to spy on Poppy and Fitz and steal evidence from them. We know those two have been spending time together in the rooftop garden. I'm guessing you got paranoid. Wanted to know what they were up to.
I'm just not the jealous type. I would never suspect Fitz of anything like that. Besides, Tabitha hardly ever leaves her cage. She's certainly never flown up to the rooftop garden.
We need a clue to compare with Penny's birds. Something to prove one of them has been in the rooftop garden.
I've got it.
Let's take a closer look at these.
This yellow feather was left behind by Penny's yellow bird when it visited the rooftop garden.
This yellow feather was left behind by Penny's yellow bird when it visited the rooftop garden.
I can't stand it! Knowing the 2 of them are hidden away up there in their private little garden. I couldn't risk spying on them myself, so I asked dear Tabitha to do it for me. I knew she'd be able to bring me back some evidence.
Sorry, Penny, but are you not overreacting a little?
You don't understand. Fitz is slipping away from me. He's so quiet with me these days. But being with Poppy seems to bring him out of his shell. I don't know what he sees in her miserable little... I apologize. This really isn't your burden to bear.
Okay. Well, we did that. Figured all of that out. So, do we have anything else right now? We did do that indeed. Alright, let's go talk to Poppy. Let's do... Oh, we're at 2 hours right now. You know, we just ended on a strong piece of evidence. I think I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with that. Let's... Unless we want to do Poppy. Do we want to get through Poppy's section? Or do we want to leave Poppy's section for Friday? I'm good with either. And I will enjoy the ambiance in the meantime. Save it for Friday. Alright, so it turns out there's a lot more to this game than I was expecting. We might finish it up Friday night. There might even be a little bit more. Maybe not. We'll see. Let me go ahead and switch back over to my just chatting screen. Leave the game up, get the background noise. That's very nice. So yeah, I think I'll start winding down for the night. Pandas, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed your time with us. I hope you catch us on Friday to continue. Do I have anything else to say? I'm really enjoying the game right now. It's a lot of fun. I'm still sticking with she tried to kill Poppy and it went wrong. Penny tried to kill Poppy and it went wrong, I think is the whodunit. So twisty. Yes, we covered a lot of twists. I was not expecting Fitz to have a fiance when literally no one in the fellow family mentioned it. Which I think says enough about their opinion of his fiance. But yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing this. This has been a really fun game. The art style continues to be beautiful. The quips continue to quip. And I'm liking the characters. Pointer is probably my least favorite of all of them, now that we've seen everyone. Penelope, quite interesting. Reminds me of quite a few other characters that I've seen in media. But I like her a lot. She has some depth to her. She's not as shallow as she lets on. She's also deeply insecure. And Poppy is absolutely lovely. I would also marry Poppy. Gorgeous. And I'm just weak for a goth. But with all of that said, I will go ahead and sign off for the night. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I hope you enjoyed it, because I certainly enjoyed sharing it with you. And I will see you all on Friday. Good night.